Wait, are we live?
We're live.
Hello, Lifers. It's Jason Love with Jason Loves Life, and
You know I hate that.
do you hate that?
I do.
And we're live. I apologize. I think we had some technical issues, so I don't know if everyone. This will still record and stuff, but so YouTube had this thing where you say, okay, we're gonna start at 8, and then when I would hit done and schedule, it kept saying 6. So then I was like, well, that's weird. Maybe it's doing it for the East Coast, which wouldn't make any sense anyways, but I was like, maybe it's different time zone. So I set it for 10 until a few minutes ago because so people thought we were doing it at 10. But I did comment, so some people did know. I did say, hey, we're going to do it at 9 p.m. Eastern. But now I know that YouTube does a weird thing where for some reason it tells me the wrong time once you hit schedule. So
I'm thinking I should have looked at your face. You blew your nose recently.
Did I?
Because your sandpaper mustache, it just takes all the lint. Look at it. Look, so much. Just falls. Okay. Okay, I can stop staring at you now.
So I wanted to talk about, actually I want to talk about today with Everett wandering off at the park.
And at IKEA.
Yeah.
Did I wander off at the park?
Yeah.
When?
So we were at a sculpture park today. Hey!
We lost him in the bonsai garden.
And we were in a bonsai garden, and then he had wandered off.
And nobody knew where he was.
Yeah, and I knew he had wandered off, but I've been trying to do this thing where, like, mostly for my own anxiety, where I don't, like, panic right away. So I was kind of like, oh, I'll just check with Leah, see if she saw him.
There's a lot of people around, and I'm like, surely someone would have noticed if he was drowning in a pond.
Yeah, and then I kind of assumed, because he normally, like, he'll wander off.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. But he usually, it doesn't ever feel like, oh, I'm going to run away. But anyway, so we were in a bonsai garden, and that turned out, and I got a feeling the guy might have got mad at him, because there was like a...
He was trying to get into the shed of the Linden Garden. The Linden Sculpture Garden, it's in Milwaukee. It's very cool. You guys should check it out. We were there for Open Doors Milwaukee, and it was free. I don't know what it normally is. It's gorgeous. They just gathered so much sculpture over the years, and they had this pond, so many frogs making noises when you came up on them because they're angry that they're being scared into the water.
So basically like a rich person's house
rich
is
people.
like a non-profit, I think.
Yeah.
I think the whole building is owned by a non-profit to keep the
sculpture. The rich people who just threw sculpture all over the property.
And I forget what they did,
the Bradleys, I think,
or at least they were part
of like Bradley Road and Alan Bradley.
Yes.
Alan Bradley.
I just know the clock tower. I don't know what what the actual company does.
I don't either. Just rich people.
Yeah. And so he basically. So then when I found him, he was trying to like open the door to it, and the guy was like, "No, that's private. That's private." And then
he got in. He went in. I didn't know he was opening the door.
I think he went in once, and I think he came back out. I don't know if we called him.
I was shouting at him. Get out.
I mean, I don't know if he could hear because I got in one way and then Leah kind of went back.
Even if he does hear, he ignores. Like at IKEA.
A lot of times, yeah. So then at IKEA, you want to say what happened at IKEA?
Well, he just got really excited and kept walking out of sight. And he wouldn't stay put.
And I think the hard part with IKEA is, I've never been to IKEA before, and I don't know if you guys have, but so I'll explain, like, is all their layouts like that? Is the other one like that too?
I don't know. I think they're all slightly different.
So the design of this place is basically a giant warehouse, but it doesn't feel that way because they create these paths through the whole store, and then there's like shortcuts where you kind of can cut through the path. This like winding back and forth. And so part of that winding back and forth is they build, it's almost like fake rooms along the side. So I think his obsession with it was that he could kind of like go through the pathways.
Yeah, he liked turning off all the lights.
Well, that too.
Off.
But the problem where he'd wander off is we would try to go down the center, which was like, it's like a center
main
part.
thoroughfare.
And then there's like rooms, but all the rooms are kind of connected through. So even like one time he got upset because he wanted to go into the one room, and I wouldn't let him because there was no way to go. Basically, I was like, all right, this is what you want to do. I'll go with you. And then mommy's going this way, so we can go through these rooms and cut through. And then, so I think that was it, was that because he does that too. I think it's one of the reasons why he likes stairs and things, but he likes which is common with autism. They like their pathway or circuits,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll do that occasionally at the park too, where like when it's time to go, he'll have to like go. He wants to go a specific way, and then he's fine. But I think he was just overwhelmed at this thing that is like constant. There were like just tons of these, basically these routes, and so he was sort of obsessed with them, and then he wandered off. It was also busier than I think it normally is there.
I actually thought he was doing really well because it was so loud.
Yeah, I think it was only that because I think that calms him. I think the same thing with the stairs where I think it,
Yeah, he had to focus on going in and out of the rooms, and then
Yeah.
he didn't really get upset about the noise,
yeah, and all the people, and so
which gets to me.
yeah.
So
And I mean, that's the reason too why we still, even though, I guess he has been relatively recent, but it doesn't wander off. We still lock the door. We put a latch. Because I feel like he wouldn't just get up and leave from the living room.
he's done it.
But he's done. And then he did it once, and we talked about it before in one of these where he was upset with his ABA therapist.
And he ran away.
And he ran out the door.
So he has done it, and he's capable of doing it. Just because he doesn't usually do it doesn't mean he never will, and he does.
Right. But it's sort of hard because you get used to the fact that he hasn't done it in a long time.
And then you don't leave the door locked, and then he goes.
Yeah. Well, that, I meant even at us wandering around the park, I think that was the reason why we weren't. I wasn't expecting him to do that.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden I turn around and he was gone.
He needs to. We're having a problem keeping him on our heels more often. I should probably fall back into the habit of popping an M&M in his mouth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Giving him treats.
I feel silly because I had them in my bag, but
Yeah. So basically, the kind of goes with the ABA is small rewards for doing good is kind of how I always feel. Like, I feel like is the best way to describe at least the ABA that we've.
it's like the little doggy treats.
Yeah, it's basically just a constant reminder of like, oh, good job. But
Positive reinforcement.
people do that at school. I mean, that was actually, I mean, teachers use that trick as well. It's not like an uncommon thing.
No, it's not.
I just lost my train of thought on that. Oh, the other thing, something to do with him wandering off.
Maybe.
Oh, I did also notice. Actually, say yeah, we carry M&Ms too. So we're not all. I need to get it either. Try to see if I can fix the screen on the iPad, but it's hard to read sometimes because we.
It's tiny. You need a new phone.
Yeah, and I don't know if even the phone will help, but or maybe getting the camera for the computer. Anyways, yeah. A backpack leash. I've thought about that as well.
I think he would fight it.
I feel like he's too big for it now. It's a little bit.
Well, he would refuse to put it on. I mean, he likes his backpack, but once he knows what you're up to, forget about it.
And he's also pretty good with straps now, where, if we would have done that like a year ago, like he can take off his belts and stuff like that, so you'd have to have something. I know they make stuff so that the kids can't get in there.
He can take off the top of the belt, but not the buckle.
Right.
On the lap buckle.
But he's figured out how to take off, because now we just started a booster seat. He can actually undo his seatbelt.
Oh, I don't like that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I think the only reason why you can't do the booster, I think, is because it's like angled weird. Like you have to.
Oh, he can't unbuckle himself?
I mean, from when he was in the.
Okay, because I've only seen him in it like twice, so I don't understand.
It's a new thing. We just started using a booster seat.
Because he's gotten a little bit too big for his car seat.
Today too, I was noticing, and this was something I was thinking about. I wish I would have got video. We got video of the park, but he was really scripting a lot today. Did you notice that?
I did. He was very vocal, but it was mostly stuff he'd heard on TV.
Right. Yeah. He was like scripting, and then it was. I just noticed he was doing it more than usual, so I don't know if he was agitated, but he did seem.
He was excited.
I know he had fun for part of the park, and then he got annoyed with it.
And he had to go to the car because he was getting overwhelmed.
And then
after the bonsai.
Then we went to a coffee place to. It was like actually. Why don't you explain the event? I actually don't know much about it.
Open Doors Wisconsin. Open Doors Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Okay, Open Doors Milwaukee. I guess simply is a bunch of architectural and culturally relevant buildings open their doors on over a weekend in Milwaukee for free tours and such. And so they had a huge schedule of them. So we went to one with the old coffee.
Yeah, so we went to the sculpture garden. Second one was a coffee place. We got to go see how they make coffee.
I don't remember the name of the coffee building.
Stone Creek, yeah.
Stone Creek.
And Everett liked parts of it, but
The parts involving the stairs.
yeah, he liked the
And
stairs.
the elevator.
He got right in the elevator. So
There was a lady in a wheelchair with a tiny little dog on her lap that they got to pet.
I assume it was a.
No, I don't assume. It just looked like a puppy. You're not supposed to pet service animals.
I know, that's why I was glad that. Did you guys ask? I think you guys asked.
Yeah, the lady said it was okay.
Yeah,
I always encourage the children to ask.
You can pet service animals. The thing is that you have to.
Low battery.
No, we're okay. We're 20%. That's like forever. My understanding, and actually Zeb might know this. For some reason, I feel like you might have this answer for us. But I feel like with service animals, you're not supposed to just people will walk up and just pet them, or they'll like try to give them treats like without asking, because people are like, oh, a dog, it's like a plaything for me.
And a service dog is working.
Right.
You can't pet a working dog.
Well, you can pet as long as the owner gives you permission.
You have to ask, but
Yes.
I don't think you should pet a working dog because they're working.
Well, because some are there for different reasons. Some are there just to keep them anxious.
Oh yeah, okay.
Some are there
All right,
for.
fine.
So I think as long as you ask, I think if me and you ask,
yeah.
it'd be a little bit weird.
Always ask.
But if you have a 3-year-old, I think it's a little bit more okay to be like, hey, is it okay if she pets the?
Whatever. There was a cute dog. What were we talking about?
She gave me an exclamation mark. Zeb, do you know anything about? Can you pet service dogs?
And the dog wasn't marked. It was just a puppy. Very cute little.
Because I know you run the
dog.
Mind, that thing on the Facebook group. For some reason, I thought I saw you post something on it.
No.
No, you can't pet service dogs? Okay, good to know. So is it inappropriate to ask the owner if it's okay? Or do you feel like that's allowed? Because...
Hi.
But she didn't have anything, like there was really no way for us to know. The only reason why I assumed it was a service dog, it was like tiny, like it was like this.
But it wasn't marked
Yes,
or anything.
okay.
It was just a puppy.
Right, there was no like...
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
always ask. Yeah, you shouldn't
Yeah.
just ask while you're petting the dog.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
But we didn't though. Evelyn was really excited, and then the woman literally said, oh, he's really nice.
Oh, the
And
hairnets.
then-
Did he like the hairnet? They made you wear a
He
hairnet.
did for a little bit. No, I don't think he liked it, but he didn't mind
He
it.
wore it.
Yeah.
He tolerated it. She liked it. He had it done over his eyes. I thought right?
Yeah.
That was him?
Yeah, they both did a little bit.
Having fun like that.
So,
And they went down into the basement. The parts where the tour stood still were dicey for them. They didn't like that.
yeah, there was a lot of like historical talking. That was not so exciting.
Technical talking about coffee cherries.
Which actually was interesting.
Well, interesting to us. We
I
saw
know,
the
but I meant-
roaster.
More than I thought it would be.
It smelled less like coffee than I assumed it would.
They said that they put something in the... My understanding was there was some kind of barrier between...
Yeah, there's inside the burlap bags is a layer so that the coffee won't absorb
Right, so I think
the
they...
smells from things being shipped with it, like perfume or something, which feels smart. But when I was a little girl, I had a friend, Kate, who lived on the island, and her dad had a coffee mill. Like, every time I went to her house, it was just wham, you got smacked in the face by the smell of coffee, just bags and bags of coffee. It was so strong, I could smell it today. But I didn't get anything of that, so they must be really doing their job, those plastic barriers.
Yeah, and it makes sense because they said that like basically the cherry or whatever is like pristine, and that whole trip is like constant.
Barrages. The moment you pick it, the moment you
Contamination.
crack it open or start touching it. Did we get off topic?
We did, but I think we're good.
Let's talk about coffee some more. I don't drink it at all. What is it trained to do?
We don't know. She didn't say it. I think it was just I got the sense from it because like I said, it was tiny, and the only reason
Tiny little puppy.
I got a feeling it was emotional.
Emotional support. Well, yeah. Anybody can get their pet certified as a legitimate service animal.
Is that true?
It's actually making people who really need trained service dogs mad because everyone brings their little poodle in their bag and go, no, this is my service animal, and it cheapens it for everyone else. For people who really need it.
But she might have really. I don't know if she.
No,
really
I'm not
needed
saying she didn't need it. I'm saying anybody who wants to take their pony on an airplane
Right.
or their.
The only reason why I think it was was because of the fact that she had it inside the coffee shop.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't care.
But I don't know. I'm just.
Oh,
I was
sorry.
asking.
It was a tiny puppy.
Yeah, it was just,
So if it was support animal, it must have just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty young. So, anything else about him wandering off that you can think of?
I think we should teach him how to put his fingers in our belt loops.
You think so?
Yeah, I think like that would be good because every time he puts his fingers in our belt loops, he's next to us, and I'll give him a treat, and then he just hangs on and goes with us where we go, and we don't have to. Do you think that's an idea?
I don't know. We could try it. Actually, let's do that as a comment. So not as a comment in this live, but when this video gets posted in the actual comments, because we lose all the comments that you guys give. I don't know how to find them during the live. Anything you've done, any ideas? We might use I've been thinking of like the leash as an idea, but I don't know.
I think he'd fight it, but I think if it was his idea to grab a hold of us, he
Yeah.
would do it.
But he's a 6-year-old, so kind of take that into consideration. It's definitely different with Evelyn than it would be with
Yep.
Everett because of the age difference. So, yeah, we'd love to hear your ideas, and we'll tell you what works for us. So, thank you guys again. It's always a pleasure. We should have some videos up, a couple this week. I'm trying to edit and catch up, and I still haven't heard back on whether any of the hard drive stuff survived. But I have a second hard drive with videos, so we'll be posting that stuff soon. Any last remarks?
I hate that.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And
Autism service dog.
it could be. I don't know what. I don't know.
Well,
what that
I don't know if
means.
she was autistic, but she was
No.
definitely in a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, but we're definitely not getting a dog.
No, we definitely not getting that. Bye.
I like dogs, but no dogs.
Yeah.
Thank
All right.
Bye.
Bye.